Cool, it's recording. All right, welcome in everybody. Thank you so much for joining in. My name is Derek. I think most of you know who I am already because most of you, I'm guessing you guys paid to join this and you guys did your research before joining in. Right, so nice to see all of you on, thanks. First of all, I just want to say thank you so much for joining in on your sweet Monday night, right? And I'm sorry that we have to do it at 8 p.m. today. Usually it's at 9 p.m., but today, because I want to make sure that all of you here can join our session later on. So our usual sessions are on Monday, 9 p.m. So I wanted to make sure everyone can make it for that session today, just to try it out today. So that's why I decided to do this intro session a little bit earlier, right? So so before we start, I just want to start with a few questions, right? So how many of you here are here because you're trying to learn a new skill, learn coding, getting a job? Yeah, you can just use that as well. Awesome. Whoa, that's a huge majority. Usually, I ask this question. I ask three parts to it. Number one, getting a job, right? Whether it's remote or in Singapore or in Malaysia, that's number one. Because the same skill sets that you have over here, it applies whichever countries you go. Singapore, US, Australia, it's all the same skill set. Right. So when I see the Americans charging, or even the Singaporeans who are charging like, $8,000, $10,000, $15,000 for boot camps, I'm like, what? They're all teaching the same thing, and all these things can be obtained from an open source documentation online, right? And for those of you who don't have your cameras on, I would appreciate if you guys can have your cameras on, because Sigma School is all about peer-to-peer learning, getting to know each other better. But if you don't have a camera or it's not convenient, it's fine as well. Maybe just later on when we take a picture, that's fine, right? So okay, let me continue my question. Second question: how many of you here is here to not so much get a job, but rather go into the freelancing side of things? Get clients, not get a job. So it's more like a part-time thing. You don't want to quit your job, but you want to do coding on the side. I mean, okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and how many of you here is looking to build a tech startup, your own startup, where you build a solution and you have an idea that you feel can impact lives, and you can build the system once and then let it stay there and just make money for you forever, every single day? Okay, I see Louis raising his hand so many times. So I'm guessing it's for all the reasons above. Yeah, so it's pretty common. I would say that I myself personally came into this journey also wanting these three things. I was like, hey, I want to build my own startup. But in the worst case scenario, if my startup fails, right, and I go bankrupt or I go broke, at least I still have a skill set that can, get me a job. Right, that was my thought process, and I believe a lot of you here are, very similar. So yeah, without further ado, guys, I'm gonna cut down on the talking on my side, because I want to just speed through to getting to know all of you. Because every time I do this kind of sessions, I just get very, very inspired by seeing all of you over here trying to upskill yourself and change your lives, right? And I'm sure all of you have a different background, and that's the beauty about Sigma School. We don't reserve ourselves to just like, for example, we look at Harvard is just Harvard, Oxford, Cambridge. They're all reserved for the elites in the society. If you look at coding boot camps, right? Most people in coding boot camps are actually people who came from an IT background. And for Sigma School, I would say that our specialty here is we have people from many different industries, from sales, from medical biotech, from accounting, from finance, from legal industries, and even IT graduates. And the beauty about this is you can synergize and work on so many ideas together, because the business acumen often doesn't come from the developers. It comes from people with industry experience and industry expertise in other industries. That's where they understand the pain point and can fix it, right? So okay, let me just move on quickly. You guys can see my slides, right, by the way? Yep. Okay. So my goal today is to quickly just to run you guys through why we're doing this, what is Sigma School all about, help you understand the best practices to become successful. And finally, I also want to run through a new system that we are launching, something that allows you guys to learn peer-to-peer on a virtual environment. We call it the Sigmaverse. It's a pretty cool name. I'm very excited to share with you guys. It's still in beta mode today, but let's just run through it together after this, right? So before I proceed, I'm going to share a little bit of why this is different. It's simple. We are different because we are not covering a lot of theory. And that is the fundamental reason how I or our team is able to help our students speed up their learning speed. A lot of you here ask me, right? Hey, Derek, how long is the course? Does it take 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 6 months, 3 months? I would say it really depends on how much time you are putting into, right? And we want to always, if you guys follow Elon Musk, Elon Musk is a big fan of this thing called the first principle thinking, understanding why you do something, right? So Has any one of you thought, why does a university need to be 3 years? It does not make sense, right? I was a finance student. I ended up learning about, I don't know, about weird stuff that is not remotely connected to finance. I was learning things like, I don't know, social entrepreneurship. It's interesting, but did I need to go to university for 3 years doing all these electives and paying $100,000 to go and learn all these things? No, I didn't need to, right? And even in the sphere of computer science, right? Computer science, anyone of you here is an IT or computer science guy, by the way? Just don't be shy. No, none?
Hello, I'm from IT background.
Yes, Irfan, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
How many years have you been in IT?
How many years? Actually, after I graduate, I didn't proceed to IT.
Okay,
IT background. What?
Why?
Why? Because at that time I don't like IT in general,
Okay.
but I really like coding.
Oh, yes, that is the point, Irfan. Thank you so much. You hit the nail right on the head, right? You know, the fun thing about doing this as my career, right? Talking to students and building software, talking to clients and getting investors. The fun thing about this is I realized, do you know that in Germany, Germany education is free, right? But did you know that the dropout rates for computer science degree is around 55%? That's insane. A free degree and 50% drops out, right? And I personally know a lot of my friends around me who, they think they like coding, right? They go and try out a coding course in university, and after 1 year in university, they think, oh shit, this is not what I signed up for. Because university makes everything so mundane, so dry, so boring. Of course, I'm not shooting at all universities. I'm sure there are good ones out there, but I'm just saying in the grand scheme of things, on average, a lot of them are very theoretical, where people, when they learn, they want to build stuff. How many of you wants to learn by being able to see what you're building? You want to build, for example, if you can build Grab, right, yourself, and you can see it right in front of you. This is the software that I have built. Wouldn't that be amazing? You know what I'm saying? Instead of going down to zeros and ones and understanding, all the boring stuff, being able to build something and see it come to life, that is something that makes me very passionate every single day. So my emphasis is theory. We do cover the theory, but we skip a lot of it. And my premise is this: if you want to get a job fast, you need to forego some theory and cover it later on. Yeah, I hope you guys are aligned with me on this. All right. So, Lewis, Lewis, you dropped out of you did CS degree? I didn't know that.
I was actually in Monash for 6 months doing CS, but I was learning so much shit that really didn't matter at that point.
Yeah, bro. If you go to IT degree, oh my god, all those fundamentals, man.
Yeah,
Yes,
this
yes. So,
is just a bunch of useless stuff. I mean, in my opinion, I might be wrong.
What is internet? 5 marks.
okay, no, guys. So let me bring everyone on the same page. All right, we are not saying that theory is not important. It's really selecting the right theory to understand. You know what I'm saying? Like, before you build Grab, you don't need to know zeros and ones. You need to know what goes into the front end, what goes to the back end, how do you connect it. And once you see it on a high level, it's actually so simple. Okay, I'm not saying it's easy, but it's not that complicated. All right, and you will be seeing how it works in the coming months and coming weeks. All right, so yeah, let me just move on this slide to not delve too much on this. Okay, yeah, and the thing I want to share is, I would say I'm an educator. I am passionate about teaching people, talking to people, understanding your stories and improving, seeing my students improve and get jobs and change their lives. That is something that I wake up to every single day. And I hope you guys can, continue on this path and not give up. Right. But the thing that I would say is I am not a how do I put this? I'm not a lecturer. Right. If you guys are expecting something like a lecturer to come in front and teach you guys, hey guys, no, I'm not gonna do that. Right? I'm not a lecturer. I am a real world practitioner. And all of our mentors in-house, we are all real world practitioners as well. We don't have PhDs in, I don't know, education. We don't have all that stuff. What we have though is the experience of learning to code on our own. All right. And that is what we feel we bring to the table. We understand what it takes to upskill someone from zero to job readiness. And that is what we specialize in: real world actual use case. So be it from building your clone projects from, for example, Twitter to Grab to Netflix, for example, this stuff, right? How many of you think that if you can build Netflix from scratch, companies will hire you? Yourself, right? Currently, just to let you guys know, right? A developer at Netflix, do you know how much they get paid today? Okay, can someone just take a guess, please? Try. What year?
60,000
What? Ringgit?
dollars.
Okay, dollars. Okay. Anyone else? Just try. Just shoot. Please, entry level.
Should be around
200K.
250,000.
Yeah. Awesome. Perfect. Zulkarnain, right? Is that you? Is that your name?
Yes.
Yes.
Zul.
Thank you. So thanks for sharing that. I think so I have a friend, okay, who works in Microsoft. Yeah, Microsoft. He worked in US for a while and then he went to UK. So his pay in US was 180K, right? And this is fresh grad for less than 1 year of experience, right? And and when I asked him what he did, he actually told me that he's building his own startup on the side, okay, while keeping his full-time job. But the interesting thing here is he asked me, Derek, you build startups, right? Can I get your help? Because I don't know how to do XYZ. The thing about big tech startups is that everything is so well optimized. So, okay, so to give you guys a quick 101 primer on programming, we have come to, why am I so confident today? Why are there more and more programming bootcamps today? Why am I more and more people learning how to code today? Does anyone know why? You know, compared today to 10 years ago, you know that today there are more and more coders, right? Why do you think that's the case? Maybe just a random guess. Remote learning, correct, Timothy? Anything else? Anyone else? Okay, I'm just gonna add to it. So besides the demand for it going up, okay, I'm gonna share with you a story in terms of how the demand is going up and why it's going up and why it's the best time to go into it. Besides that, all of that, I want you guys to understand that today, programming languages have been abstracted. What does abstracted mean? Abstracted means just putting layers on top of layers on top of layers. Have you guys, anyone here heard that, you know, oh, learn Python. Python is easy. Have you guys heard of that? Okay, yes, right. Do you know why people say Python is easy? Because it's like writing English. If this, then that. If this, then that, right? It's very simple. It's like writing English. Why are we able to do that? What about all that boring stuff, the zeros and ones? Why is no one talking about it anymore? It's because we have abstracted that up to a level where we don't need to understand machine code. Does that make sense? Someone somewhere in the past has already written that code that helps you write the algorithm behind what is if in Python. Does that make sense? Because the computer, honestly, just think about it. It's a dumb robot. It doesn't know what is if, what is else. Someone coded that in. Does that make sense? Which means that today, after many layers of abstraction, it's so easy now that we can build something like Airbnb completely in 3 months, right? And that's what makes my pitch so attractive to a lot of contractors out there and even our students as well, because we can build software 10 times, no, okay, maybe not 10 times, we can build faster, cheaper, better, right? Because we leverage a lot of these tools and all of these abstractions that really help make life a lot easier for everybody, right? So, okay, let me just bring ourselves back to the topic here. So what I'm trying to say is that today, understanding the tools are important, and we work with real-world projects and real-world companies to make sure that whatever you do here, it's not mindless theory, okay? We make sure that you can see what you're building. Yes, there will be some theory, but in the grand scheme of things, you will be building more, right? Okay, let me just speed it up. Yeah, right. So yeah, so here are some of companies that we work with. They hire from us, or they give us products and all that, and it's growing every day, right? So let's move on. Okay, I'm gonna skip this slide because we are a bit short on time today, because I want you guys to make it for the 9 p.m. slot later on. So if I can give you a summary of this slide, it's this. Today, okay, just think about it. The digital transformation market is $1 trillion, $1.2 trillion. That's 9 zeros. It's insane, right? For you to count from 1 to 1 billion, just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 to 1 billion, it takes you around 1 year. I'm sorry, 100 years to just count from 1 to 1 billion. Imagine a trillion. Right, so it's almost impossible. Like the market is so damn big right now. And you think about it, previously it was just your startups and your big tech companies who needs developers, right? And everyone's fighting for developers now. What's gonna happen now when? And by the way, just to let you guys know, a lot of the deals that I get today, 6-7 figure deals, they are all with traditional companies. When I say traditional, I'm talking your second-hand car workshop companies, your dental firms, your legal firms, all these traditional companies. They're not here to say, Derek, I want to build the next Facebook, I want to build the next Grab. They're not saying those kind of things. They're saying, Derek, I want to optimize my internal processes. I want to build an internal tool, right? And the beauty about this, by the way, you guys can go and read this later on. It's a little extra nugget that I can share with you guys. Google this, micro SaaS. Google this. So the concept and the logic behind micro SaaS is this. One client in the legal industry has one pain point. Okay. And they say, Derek, here's 200K, go and build something. They pay me the money, I build it up. What what can I do? Does the project end there and that's it? End story? No. So this industry called micro SaaS, where people are actually doing this. They take that project that they've built, they go to that guy's competitor or peers, and they sell it as a SaaS service, just in that small little niche. Let's say I built for a legal client, and now that software I can use and I can just straight up copy and paste it for another legal client, and I can charge him a monthly fee of, let's say, $100 per month recurring revenue. And that $100 per month, if it's able to help them, cut down on one staff, it's all worth the money already, right? So yeah, and my point to this story is, when one company starts building stuff, everyone follows, right? 10 years ago, if I go and pitch to, a traditional Chinese Chinaman uncle business, I go and pitch them and I say, hey, let's build this. They're gonna be like, what the hell, kid? Go away, right? I don't have the money to build this. And 10 years ago, I wouldn't be able to build so fast as well, because we don't have all these abstractions that we have today, right? So 10 years, but fast forward to today, this rich uncle, Chinaman Dato, right? He sees his competitors building stuff. He sees his competitors using tech to speed things up, to add value to customers. And he's like, shit, I need to do it too. And he then goes on his hunt for developers and a whole software team. And, a software team is usually very expensive, right? Because, developers today are very scarce and people are paying top dollar for it. So my point here is this: the snowball is rolling already. It is starting to roll. And the moment it hits all the traditional companies, that's when it's time for us to go in there and maybe hopefully make some profit out of it, right? Okay. So I'm going to go into detail for this later on, but let's just move on for now. Okay, I'm going to skip this as well. Okay, so guys, just to give you guys a quick intro about who I am, what have I been doing for the past 3 years. I'm a young guy. What am I talking about? Like I know stuff, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to share with you guys my story. Just a quick one. Don't want to take too much of your time, 3 minutes. Then I want to get to know each and every one of you. And then after that, we're going to move on to more Sigma School specific stuff. Is that okay? Right. So, okay. So my name is Derek. Thanks for, spending your night listening to me talk. I just want to give you some context about who I am and why, if I can do it, each and every one of you here can do it too, right? So to give you some context, as much as some people might call me a hypocrite by saying that you don't need to go to uni and all that, because I actually went to uni, right? I did a uni degree in finance, and I did it because I was very fortunate that my parents funded it. However, when I didn't even know why I wanted finance. I just did it for the sake of it. I believe a lot of people today, we are all on autopilot mode. We don't know why we went to universities. We just go to university because our parents think it's good. I don't know, some people take up hundreds of thousands of loans just because they think, oh, I need a uni degree. I don't care what I study, just give me a damn degree, right? It's pretty common today. And I would say I was on that path as well. And the moment I woke up was when I got my first job in venture capital. I don't mind even sharing you guys the salary that I got, right? I got 5,000 ringgit. So it's an okay job, man, to our Singaporean friend. It's nothing, right? So we got a 5,000 ringgit. I got a 5,000 ringgit entry level job. It's not impressive, but it's okay. It's comfortable enough for an average Malaysian. But after a few months inside, I'm just feeling like it's awesome, but it was lacking something. Because in VC, so to give you either go to the bank, or you can go to loan sharks, or you can go to a VC. So I was in the position to see startups every single day. And what inspired me the most was all these startups and their ability to sell, to be passionate about one product and to sell. And the thing that really inspired me was this. When I went for an event in the past, right, it was a networking event for startup founders. I can tell you that in that room itself, the ratio of business people to tech people is probably 1 to 7. For every one developer, there are 7 business guys trying to poach them and ask them to be their CTO. Right? So when I saw that whole demand and supply, I was like, what the heck is going on? That's a huge gap here. And another thing and one of the guys I met there, who was a CTO, that this was 3 years ago when I was just starting to learn coding, right? One of the guys there actually told me this. He said that he's building a startup. It was some video tool online. So he just built online. It's a video tool that helps people do subtitles, something like that. He's making 100,000 USD in profits, in revenue every single month, just automated. That's it. He just sleep and the thing is just running there making profits every single month. And he doesn't need to do anything. He just built it once, he launched it and people use it and that's it. So that story itself, when I saw him, I was like, what? This is amazing. I want to do it. So I started on my hunt I tried to look for developers, but the thing is, I had no money. So what can I do? I was like, okay, shit. I got scammed by some freelancers, Indian freelancers. I mean, no offense, not about the race, but it's just a bad saying in the tech industry that those in India actually always either scam people or just give shitty work, right? So I actually personally gotten, in a way, scammed before in the past, and that's how I burned quite a lot of money. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to learn how to code myself. So I went into this journey. I quit my job, okay? And I went into this journey of depression. This journey of depression lasted for 8 months. It was crazy. No, my ex-girlfriend left me, right? It was bad. I had no money, no income. I had to move back and stay with my parents, right? I was very fortunate that my parents, took me in, but they were asking me, what am I doing in my life? Why am I doing this? Why am I learning this coding thing? And, with hopes that I can get like an entry-level coding job. Why am I doing all that? Right. So after 7 months, 8 months, what happened was one of my computer science friend actually reached out to me and he asked me to help him with his coding interview, which I did. And he passed the technical interview because I helped him. So that's how I started saying, hey, I'm actually pretty good. Right. And then he introduced his friends to me and I coached his friends as well. Right. They didn't pay me much. They paid me, I think, around 150 ringgit per hour, something like that last time. This was after 8 months of learning myself. And I actually helped these guys with their interviews, which was crazy, right? At that point, it was crazy. It was a game changer in my life because I was like learning to code myself for 8 months. Imagine that, right? All by my own, no community, no friends, nothing, just myself. I didn't even know it was doable. So what happened was after that I got somewhat of a confidence boost, right? And I told myself, okay, it's time to make money. All right, so I started applying for jobs, and just to let you guys know, I've never done a programming job before. So some of you might think I'm an imposter, but the thing here is I've done some projects here and there. Right, so I can tell you now, after 8 months, the first project I landed was 10,000 ringgit. The next one I landed was around 50K, and the third one I landed was 200K, all in 1 month. Okay, and the problem with closing all these projects is that I can't do it myself anymore. I needed people to help me build it. So I started hiring people, and I can tell you that it was one of the most painful points in my life. I was promising them I can do this, that, but I couldn't do it myself. It was too much, and I landed all that was for me. And well, after doing that, software development.
Excuse me, I'm sorry, Derek. Is it just me or you were just like
sorry,
blurring out?
Okay,
I cannot hear you.
Okay, am I still blurring out now?
The line is breaking up.
Yeah, the line is breaking up.
Is it still breaking up now?
Yeah, from your side.
Is it still now? Now is it still breaking up?
Now it's
all right.
Okay, do let me know. Because unfortunately, home, Wi-Fi when I'm in office is a lot better. Apologies on that. Really sorry for that. Okay. Just let me know. Just drop me a message in the chat box if it breaks off again. If the break off lasts more than like 10 seconds, then I'm going to convert to my hotspot. All right. So, okay, long story short, I felt the pain point in hiring people. I couldn't hire people because it was so hard to hire. The first guy I hired, I paid him 4,500 ringgit. He was a CS graduate. After work, he came in not knowing anything. But after working with us for 6 months, we trained him up. He was poached by a Singaporean company, paying him 4,000 Sing dollars. Right. So, I can't keep him because 4,000 Sing dollars is it's a bit too much for me at that. So that got me thinking, okay, we have no choice. Malaysia is going to go through a massive brain drain where, when remote work becomes the norm, all these Americans and Australians and Singaporeans, they're going to throw, even $1,000 is actually a lot to an average Malaysian, right? It's not a lot. Okay, it's entry level already. So, but to the Singaporeans, it's nothing. It's like an intern salary, right? So that got me thinking, I need to build a pipeline of talents, right, for my startups and my ventures and my stuff, right? So that's why I started doing this, and that's why brought us to where we are today. And I am very passionate about building an ecosystem for learning. My firm belief is we don't need teachers. My firm belief is here could have done it just learning Udemy, learning from Google, right? You could have done it, but just like working out in a gym. Just like working in a gym, right? All of us know to become fit, to become buff, what you need to do is go to the gym every single day, eat healthy, right? But the thing is, it's hard, and you need accountability, and that's why we have what we're doing today, right? So I'm really sorry about the line breaking off and all that. Let's move on to the next one, where I want to get to know each and every one of you. Okay, really sorry again for the break the break off, right? Okay, let's take turns to share a little bit about yourself. Just quickly spend 1 to 2 minutes, share with us. So because later on we're going to be splitting you guys into study buddies and all that kind of thing, right? And our peer-to-peer system. So it's nice if you can just let me know, so I can get to know each and every one of you. Where you're from, what's your background, what do you want to do, why do you join us, right? Do on your camera when you're sharing. And yeah, let's start with Raiden.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Just go ahead.
Okay, hi. Thanks, Derek, and hi, everyone. Basically, I'm based in Selangor, and then my educational background is actually I'm from a fashion design background. However, I've been start to move to digital marketing since before the pandemic, and then until today. So I'm work as social media strategist, and as well as to help my clients to place ads on social media as well as marketplace like Shopee and Lazada. And what am I going to do after I become a full stack coder is I have plenty of ideas, and I'm trying to learn the skill set and then to bring my idea to life. This is also why the reason I joined Sigma School to previously I actually joined the previous one. I think Derek know that, the past fourth. And then after that, I have some project ongoing. That's why I just on hold the learning. And then today I want to retake back the course and then to start back everything from the beginning and then to learn again. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you very much, Raiden. Let's move on to Irfan. And Irfan, I understand if you can't on your camera. He told me just now that he had issues, but go ahead, man. Love to hear your voice.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. I'm from Selangor too. I actually have a educational IT background. I have a degree in artificial intelligence, but after that I quit just going to the field and I started my own chicken rice shop. So after about 9 years, so I have a restaurant now, but my wife is taking care of it. So right now, to be honest, I'm just looking for a job outside from Malaysia, and I found Sigma School that you have an offer for your partners. So I discover about your school and I make some research, and I just why not go back to programming? I have some basic coding. So that's all I think. Thank you so
Awesome.
much.
Thank you so much. And would love to. What's the name of your chicken rice stall? Let's share it with us.
Right now it's not a chicken rice store. Right now it's a proper restaurant right now. It's just a lunch. It's called Toomi at Bukit Jelutong. You can Google it up.
Okay, can you send it in the chat so we can maybe support you if we're nearby? Bukit Jelutong is cool. Write it in the chat.
I did. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Okay, let's move on to Zul.
Yes. Well, I'm from Islamic studies background. I have zero knowledge on IT. Probably my only experience with IT was trying out Linux. That was like 2 years ago. I'm just trying this so I can land a remote job. Because I like the free time. And that's roughly it. I don't have much to say, sorry.
Awesome. And you're the only one from Singapore here. And I just realized in this batch there's no females at all. My goodness.
Wow, so sad. So sad. I'm from male school. I am from no.
The gender ratio is bad. But in previous batches we have like pretty equal, 60-40, 70-30. But this is the first time. But it's all right. It's all right. You meet more. From the other batches. Okay, so thank you so much, Zul, for sharing. And Zul is from Singapore, which is interesting. Awesome. Let's move on to Timothy. Hey, man.
Hey, hi. My name is Tim, and I did my studies in Melbourne doing building and construction, and I got back to Malaysia just about the time where they had this COVID back in 2020, and I was actually kind of like struggling to find my career path from here back home. And then like my sister is in Melbourne and she's doing like cybersecurity, and she actually gave me some hints and some guidance on doing coding and all this. And I actually didn't did some coding during MCO, and then came across your website and then decided to venture into this right now. And then I'm with Koei now, working as a technician. And what I'm looking for is a full-time career in this, and then eventually into like starting my own startup. All right, that's just about it.
Awesome. Definitely doable, Timothy. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
Okay, let's move on to Fitli.
Hi. Hello.
Hello, yes.
Now, okay, I'm from Cheras, living in Kajang now. I graduated from MMU. I did my engineering degree back then. That was 2009. So I've been working. No, I worked in a shopping mall job lah previously. Now I'm unemployed. So the reason I'm in Sigma School, so back then I used to enjoy coding. So I think I can do this, you understand, right? So what am I going to do after become a full stack coder? I'm not quite sure yet, but I would like to have a job now. After so many months.
It's okay, wait, apa. Good things will come.
Yeah, thanks. So yeah, that's
Okay.
it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Fitli,
Yeah.
and I really
Thanks,
hope
yeah.
you enjoy your time here with us.
Yeah,
We
sure.
hope you meet your friends here, meet up with them a lot more often, motivate each other, learn together, share your stories. Time it's not gonna be easy, by the way, Fitli, right? It's gonna be a tough journey. I believe
Yeah.
if you guys persevere, I'm gonna share more about it, but I believe if you guys persevere through it together as a group, that is what's needed, for you guys to continue. Okay, let's move on to Andrew.
Hi everyone, I'm from Malacca and actually currently staying in Cheras. About education, I'm actually a college dropout and actually hesitating between proceed to a diploma or actually just take the boot camp. Then I actually feel like taking diploma is actually kind of waste of time because then I came across that Sigma School will be able to help us to actually kind of get a job, something like that, right? Then that is this. Then I can use this to find a job and then use the experience to actually go through the IPEL test and then just get a degree. But I'm not sure whether that would be necessary later on after I get a job.
Awesome.
And then I'm actually currently I'm actually a Shopee seller selling stuff in Shopee.
Sorry,
Yeah.
selling what?
It's actually kitchenware, home and living stuff.
Oh wow, okay. Are you doing it full time?
Yes, full time for now.
So that's really amazing. Awesome. When during my days learning to code, I was doing a lot of like stuff on the side as well to just explore entrepreneurship, make money online, and it's amazing. I would love to find out more about your stuff, Andrew. Thanks for sharing. And yes, your concern about learning, from school, then getting a job, and then getting a degree after that. Honestly,
Yeah.
that is a very common path for a lot of people. Because somehow we were brainwashed to think we need degrees. Right? I actually know people after the university, he got a job. He got a very good job. I mean, not super crazy good, but he broke into tech. 4K. And the funny thing is he is working in Singapore. Right. And after that, he decided to do a part-time online degree. He told me the only reason why he did that was because he felt like he was lacking something. Even though we call imposter syndrome, it's very common. Right. So it's interesting how they go get a job, through learning themselves, through Sigma School and all that. When get a job, and now he's funding his uni degree with his job, which is interesting, right? Yeah. Just sharing some stuff. Okay, thank you so much, Andrew. Let's move on to Shahir.
Hi guys.
Hello.
So I'm Shahir. I was born in KL, but I stay in Kajang. So in terms of my background, I did my bachelor's in petroleum engineering. So that was 3 years back. And then I've been inside the oil and gas industry for about 3 years now. But then I guess similar to Derek's case, I sort of don't find value in that. So hence the reason why I'm trying to search out different career path. And here I am in Sigma School. What am I going to do after I become a full stack coder? Definitely I would like to find a job, in that domain, and probably, maybe one day start my own, company. Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing here. Would love to hear more from you as well after this. But I gotta speed through today's session. Okay, let's move on to EFL online learning. Who's this? Is this Keith? Is this Keith? EFL online learning.
I'm having some difficulties in. I think I'm having some problem here. Yeah.
What problems?
I mean, probably is I mean, my internet issues here. All right.
Oh, your internet. It might be better than mine.
It sucks here. It sucks here. Yeah. Yeah. But I'm currently okay. Just to. Yeah, I'm Keith here, and I'm 5 years ago I've been studying as business marketing, and then within these 2 years I've been learning the funnels designer as a funnel designer. Then I find it interesting, and I would like to carry on with the full stacks coder.
Interesting. What tools are you using now for your funnel design?
I'm using iSystems.
Oh wow, interesting. Would love to find out more. This is more in the marketing realm, correct? Not marketing.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just trying to do, and I want to start up a new company if possible within these 2 years.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay, let's move on to Lewis.
Hello. Okay, I think it's
Hello.
So I was having dinner just now, so I couldn't actually on my camera. So okay, nice to meet you guys, man. I'm from KL now, residing in PJ. Educational and professional background. I dropped out of my CS degree back when I was in Monash, and I've been basically doing business development for 6 years. What do I plan to do after becoming a full stack coder? I will either A, start my own company or startup, or B, just become a CTO while also building my startup on the side. Why did I join Sigma School? Derek. No, sorry. It's because Derek's a personal friend. He will constantly keep sharing Sigma School stuff, which will constantly appear on my social feeds. So
really, I actually don't share it on my personal account though.
Yeah, no, it's because I followed your account, so it just kept popping up every day.
Oh,
on
you post Sigma School, you mean?
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Means our marketing worked. All right, awesome. Thanks for that, Lewis. Means a lot. Raiden. Okay, cool. All right, let's move on. Okay, guys, I'm gonna have to speed things up a little bit, really, because we don't have much time, and I want to make it for the 9 p.m. slot so you guys can join them. So I will skip this. I will send the slide later on. But yeah, I will be sharing, I know all this already, right? Basically, to elaborate a little bit more, unlimited mentorship means that you can schedule a call with our mentors at any time at all, whenever you need them. Okay, and I'll show you how later. Okay, just to share with you a little bit, just a quick context in terms of what you will be learning throughout your journey in the next coming months. If you can see over here, we complement the entire learning module, and these are all modern technology stacks that are used in Silicon Valley startups. right? So you can trust that you are in good hands learning all these tech stacks. Don't worry about it. Okay, don't worry about people saying, you should learn Java, you should learn Python. Don't worry about all that. Focus on one and be really good at it and master your fundamentals. And we will assist you throughout your journey. And anyways, what we're doing here is because after many years of research and understanding what's needed in the industry, this is what we define as how we can build faster, cheaper, better. All right. And all these projects are things that you will be graduating with by the end of the program. So imagine going to a job interview. All right. And you're walking in now. One guy has after 4 years of computer science degree, he can't build the simplest personal portfolio app. And he probably can't build a Dino game clone. Or he can't build anything over here on the website. Right? But he has a uni degree. And for us, we don't have uni degrees. So how do we stand out? There's only one answer to this question. Projects, projects, projects. Always be building projects. Never be sitting there watching videos and thinking you learn just because you watch. Is a very common trap that we all fall in. It's called tutorial hell, all right? Or tutorial purgatory. You get stuck in that. I've been stuck in that, right? So the problem is we enjoy. It's a lot easier to sit there and watch and feel like you're learning. It's a lot easier to do that. But it's very hard to sit there on a blank sheet of paper writing code. That is hard. Okay, not a blank sheet of paper, but a blank screen, writing code from scratch. That is hard. And that's why throughout your journey with us here, you will be given all the scaffolding to start off, and you will be challenged to build all these things yourself. Okay, so to just move on, here are some clones we're building: Spotify, Airbnb, Twitter, a crypto tracker app. So we will be, sorry, I think one page is missing. There are a bit more, so I'll edit back later. I think my staff might have removed the slide, but what happens after this is you're going to be learning some stuff in, you'll be building a clone for Grab as well. You'll be building a Pokemon, Pokédex app. You will also be understanding how you can ignore backend development and just use a lot of tools to just leverage third-party tools like Firebase to build your entire backend, automate all of that, which is very powerful. And also you will be learning how to build mobile apps as well. So, most courses out there don't cover all this. But we believe that what it really takes to be full stack is the ability to understand everything that goes into building modern software. And today, modern software, you can't really run away from mobile apps. And I can assure you that it's not something like, okay, I learned to code web, and now to learn mobile app, I have to start from scratch like a complete dummy, as in complete beginner again. No, it doesn't work that way. Once you understand the fundamentals, you can move on to front end. You can move on to crypto development, which is freaking hot right now. Okay, you can move on to mobile app development. You can move on to data science, data analytics, business intelligence. You can move on to all those things once you have the fundamentals. So this thing over here, fundamentals, is literally the most important part. And few of our students, after this part, they already gotten a job after this part. Though it's not easy, it's competitive, but this itself is already very powerful. All right. So yeah, let's just quickly move on. All right. So that's just to show that these are all the tech stacks using by the companies that are using all these tech stacks that we use. So just to be assured, if it's good enough for them, just know that it's good enough for us. Okay.
Sorry, Derek. Just a quick question. So are we gonna cover backend as well, or just fundamentals?
Yes, we will be covering backend. We will be, yes.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, I will add the slide back in later. Apologies for that. We will be covering backend and mobile app, all of it. So it will be in level 2A, level 2B, and level 2C. It's all in the learning platform already.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. No problem. And just to let you guys know, we practice this thing called the mastery-based learning. So before you jump into front end, you must complete fundamentals first. Because one loophole that a lot of learners fall in is they try to jump and skip. And the funny thing is, that's how they feel overwhelmed, and that's how they give up. And I'd rather you progress slower than you give up. Does that make sense? So I want to make sure that there are as little holes. There will always be holes, by the way, that you can never learn every single little detail about programming, because that's just too much. But we want to make sure that you understand how the skill to fill up those holes. Because some people, when they learn, they blindly learn. They don't know the skill. That's like, for example, if you're blindly memorizing something, you're memorizing you're like a bucket, and this bucket is a lot of holes, and you don't know how to pop those holes up. What we're teaching you is not just how to code, but rather how to solve problems whenever you're stuck. We're giving you the skills to learn how to fix those problems. And Once you learn how to fix those problems, there's nothing that can stop you. Literally anything under the sun, you will be able to build. You just need to learn that skill. Learning to learn, that's a skill. All right, I'm not gonna blabber too much on this. Let's move on. Okay, I will have to move on again. Okay. Okay, so these two things I am confident to move on because tomorrow our operations lead will be organizing a separate session. You can see it in your in your app. Okay, he will be organizing a separate session to run you guys through the entire ecosystem. So do join in as well and get to know him. His name is Jin Yong, very passionate guy about education and tech. He loves everything about software. He will be your direct liaison. So do join in tomorrow's session as well to understand like actually how does it work. Okay. So these two slides, he will be going in depth, these two slides. Okay, and okay, so the way we work is we understand the needs. We have a lead for every module. So in each module, there will be people leading the curriculum. And what's going to happen is the big focus is over here, where all of you will be learning in peer-to-peer learning groups. So each and every one of you here, you guys are looking at each other. You guys are all going to be learning together with your batchmates. Yes, some of you will be growing in different paces. Some will be faster. Some will be slower, but it's really just a matter of supporting each other. Okay, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to skip a lot of this because I want you guys to make it, because all this, okay, can you guys all go to this website now? Colearn.sigma school.
There's an error, yeah.
There's an error.
Yeah, it shows
Not for me.
error.
Currently, I'm picking my pixel character.
Okay, who is seeing an error? Oh, okay, who?
Wait.
Sorry, who?
Oh, okay. Now it's good now, yeah.
Okay.
Currently, I'm at the turn your camera and microphone, but I cannot press the nothing on the bar. Only turn off your camera. So I just click let's go.
Yeah, sure. Hey guys, if there's any technical issues, you just have a chat. You can zoom out, by the way. Zoom out, so you can see more things. Press shift to run around. Okay. So if there's any technical issues tomorrow, you can deal with our operations lead and our tech team. Okay. So idea behind this is everything that you need is here on this platform, and the idea is you want to be learning together with your friends. So when you're learning, you want to be sitting together, and depending on who's learning what, right? So that you guys can just learn together, be online together, and get to know each other and just help each other out. And when you're stuck and you need help, you can go and schedule a call. It will be over here to schedule a call. For now, what you can do though is you can come here. Okay, can you guys see my screen? I have two tabs open. Okay, so whenever you need help, just come straight over here, click on schedule a call, and there we go. You can schedule any mentorship with our mentors over here. So this is for coding fundamentals. This is our front end, back end, and mobile app. All right, but the first person to go to should always be your friends and your group mates. All right. So okay, so all of our learning will be done on this platform. So it's still not officially launched yet, by the way. This is more like a beta mode where we're still testing it out. And I really love the interface, and I really love the way you can see someone physically running around together. You can literally see them online. It's not like Discord or WhatsApp, it just says online. But you can literally see that guy over there, and you can just run over there and talk to them. And the energy here, it's just amazing when you get to learn together with your friends like this. And we're still testing this out, so we would definitely love feedback and your thoughts. But basically, when you run around on all of these things, when you press space, it will open up the learning material that you need. And you can just learn on our internal platform. And we will be improving this every single day. Right now we're actively working on this to add more and more features inside. So tomorrow, join the session tomorrow. Jin Young will do a very deep dive into this whole thing, and you can ask him anything you want tomorrow. Okay, but for today, we'll just move on from here for now. You can close your tabs. Okay, let me see if there's anything else I have to cover. I have 3 more minutes. Okay, this is our team. Primarily, four of us will be in the operational team. Ming is my CTO. And then we have, these are all of our module leaders. They are in charge of the curriculum. They're all very smart people. Most of them here, interesting enough, they're all self-taught developers. So they understand the pain that you're going through. All very smart. And this is not just a list, okay? We have a few more, 3 to 4 more guys who are in charge of your workshops. Okay, so if there's one more slide I can cover before we start tomorrow, is this thing. I need to cover this slide. Okay, so this is the support that we'll be providing. Okay, once a week we'll be having instructor workshops, which is a session starting at 9 p.m. It's usually compulsory. Okay, however, usually it's compulsory only after the first week of learning. So the session later at 9 o'clock, you guys can feel free to join it. You can see it straight in the learning app. You can feel free to join it, or it's not compulsory for this week because you guys still haven't officially started, but please join it so you can at least see how it's done, get to know your mentors. Today will be led by Danish, a very smart computer science graduate, and he has been coaching and working with us on projects for quite a few months now, almost half a year. Very smart guy. I'm sure you guys will learn a lot from him. So this is once a week. Instructor workshops, it will be led by instructors. It will not be blind lectures. It will be very interactive. Right, he will talk to you guys, he'll give you guys challenge, he will make you guys struggle on the spot. And that is the scary part. And don't be afraid of struggling. Don't feel like you're a dumbbell. Don't compare with your friends. Do it at your own pace. Understand that everyone progresses differently. And the reason why we throw you guys in the dark and make you struggle is because our firm belief is people learn faster. You learn to swim a lot faster by drowning rather than by reading a book. That's our base belief. Okay, and to move on, we have our jump starters. So student jump starters are other students who are maybe 2 to 3 months more senior than you guys. Okay, and they will be organizing sessions 1 to 2 to 3 times every single week. You can join those sessions to learn with them, network with them, be friends with them, and ask them questions. They will most likely be able to solve your questions. And this is what we call Feynman technique. Yeah, you guys should Google this. All these things will be explained in the learning platform, but I've sent it in Google Meet. You can do a read up on this. It's learning by teaching. So the idea is to get your senior students and potentially you guys in the future to join us as future student jump starters. And student jump starters will be getting priority access to our projects and our internal learning materials and all that stuff, right? So this will be where you get to know them, learn with them, learn from them, and hopefully become a student jump starter yourself in the future. So we have checkpoint hours where we work on extra materials. Remember the gaps I was talking about just now? Right? So this is where we focus on those little gaps. Because in our learning material, I often do not cover every single thing. Why? Because I don't want to scare people away. I cover the absolutely, wait, sorry, just give me 1 second. Sorry, just Danish is trying to join. So we only cover the absolutely important things, right? To make sure that we don't, the more things we add in, yes, we can make a course where it's like a dictionary with every single thing over there. But what happens with that is it becomes a dictionary and people don't learn from dictionaries. It's a bit boring, right? So we focus on the things and we take away a lot of less important things and we cover it during these checkpoint hours where you guys go into it only after understanding the fundamentals of that topic. So this is really to fill up gaps. Then we have free flow hours where, this is where you can just join in and ask any questions. Just free flow. It's easy, fun and easy. No pressure to no one's going to teach. It's just you guys going together and asking someone who's 3 months ahead of you a question. They should be able to answer your question. If they cannot answer your question, it means, they don't understand it enough. Then you guys just schedule a call with a mentor and we'll solve it, immediately. Okay. Next will be Q&A with industry experts. We'll be restarting this in 2023, where we invite CTOs and startup founders and tech leaders to share insights in terms of what is the tech industry all about? Okay, just 1 second. I need to accept Danish. Wait. Okay, yeah. So there's that. And study buddy sessions. Tomorrow Jin Young will be matching you guys as well. He will be sharing with you this thing buddy matching sheet where you guys match with each other according to your interests, according to your personality types, according to your commitment levels. You know, some of you here is going to spend full time. Some of you here is spending 2 hours a day, right? It's always wiser to match with someone at the same pace. If not, it's going to be a bit different. And at some point, you know, the gap will become bigger and bigger over time, right? So tomorrow we'll be running through this with Jin Young. And then finally, schedule a call, which I just showcased to you guys. You'll be using the system, that the link over there. Just click on it, schedule a call whenever you're stuck. But please only schedule a call after you have tried asking the questions in the free flow hours. And that's fundamentally how everyone learns together. Only if they can't answer it, then schedule a call. But most of the time they can. But in the rare occasion where they can't, no worries at all. Anytime, just schedule a call with them. Okay? Because there is a beauty and there is a joy in learning from students as well. You get to struggle together. You don't get spoon-fed. Sometimes our mentors are very nice. They're like, okay, you ask them a question and they just give you the answer straight away. That sometimes, you know, they do that, but it's not the right way to learn. The right way to learn is always by struggling. Okay, so yeah. Okay, we can go into Q&A in a bit. I'll send the slides later on. Yeah, this slide is just really talking about how at the end of the day, the only thing you need is grit and determination. Just don't give up. Just keep learning and keep hustling. No matter how hard it gets, just keep on learning, right? We will be here to support you in your journey. Believe you can, and you're halfway there. And thank you. So I'm going to open up to Q&A now. You guys can download the, okay, Q&A, okay. Yeah. So I'll take a group picture, then let's Q&A. I'm sure you guys have questions now. So I better stop talking so much and just hear from you guys. I'm sure you guys can learn a lot better this way. Okay, there we go. So let's wait on to adjust this view, change the layouts. There we go. Okay. Shahir, are you able to on your camera? And Keith? Awesome. Hey, man. Shahir, looking good, man. Wow. Long hair. And Keith? All right, no worries then. 3, 2, 1. Okay, maybe one with a bit more hand gestures, a bit more smiles, you know what I'm saying? Just give me a second. Oh, Keith, I see you now. Yep. 3, 2, 1. Awesome, awesome. Okay, guys, let's open up to Q&A. And I'm sorry again for my wacky internet connection. We'll fix it next time. But yeah, let's open up Q&As. Ask me anything. Anything at all.
I have a question. What does a full stack developer means? Why can't we call it like Java programmer or any language programmer? Why do we call it a full stack developer?
That's a good question. And honestly, there's no strict definition, right? It's not in the dictionary or anything. It's more of a tech bro definition. And in the tech definition, tech bro as in TECH, brother, tech bro, right? As in the industry definition, the commonly understood one, it's really whatever it takes to build and design, develop, and deploy a system from scratch. Does that make sense? Being a Java developer just means you understand how to solve problems with Java, which is amazing, okay? But a full stack developer means that regardless if you're using Java or Python, it doesn't matter. As long as you're able to design, develop, and deploy a full stack application. And when we say full stack, we're talking about things like Netflix and Airbnb. There's a front end and there's a back end to store data, manage passwords, admin panel access. You know, when the Netflix guys wants to upload a video on Netflix, where do they go? Right? They have to go to an internal dashboard to do it. Right? So that someone has to build all that up as well. Okay, we will be covering this as part of the curriculum, so no worries. Just go through your coding fundamentals. This is one of the this will be one of the first topics we cover. Timothy, do you raise your hand? Yeah, just unmute yourself, man. Go ahead. Oh, Timothy, I think you're muted.
How do you know which career path to take? As in, like,
Wow.
the front end suits us better, or back end suits us better, or full stack, you know?
Question, and we also did cover that in detail in one of our sessions, but let me answer you quickly here.
Okay.
In terms of money, I can tell you now, it's all pretty much the same. Okay, so money-wise, not a big difference.
How about job
Career
scope, like
prospect? Yes, career prospect-wise, it would be easier to get
breaking up
in a startup. Oh, Timothy.
Yeah, breaking up.
Just give it a second. Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, now you're back.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. Just gotta wrap up this session quick. I feel really bad right now. But so, career prospect wise, think about this. Corporates don't need Mr. Know-it-all. Corporates need someone who knows one thing in detail.
Specialize.
Yes.
Yep.
So it's going to be understanding front end very, very well, or back end very, very well, right? However, startups need someone who can go.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, Timothy, I'm sorry for the connection, but let me talk to you separately about this later on. It's a longer topic, but we do cover in one of our sessions, one of our lessons. It's one of the first sessions in coding fundamentals. You will see it that I explain in detail because this is one of the most common questions, in fact.
Yeah, I read about it, but it's just a bit too, like, you know, it's not as easy to understand as it is.
Yeah, I think it boils down to personal preference as well. Oftentimes, you can speak to mentors about why they chose the path.
Ah, all right, cool. All right, thanks.
Cool. Okay, guys. If there's any more questions, or okay. Wait on. Just a quick one. Hey, Timothy, saw your question. Google Chrome is not necessary, however, strongly recommended. Strongly recommended because most of the tools and the plugins are all on Google Chrome for you to debug. And most people in the world use Google Chrome anyways. And so for you to debug tools, it's a lot easier to debug on Google Chrome. All right, you can see my screen here. Okay. Okay, so after this, you can join Danish's session over here. Don't worry if you're confused. It's just a good opportunity to join in and understand. He will not be using the CoLearn world yet, okay? But it's really just for you to join in, understand the vibe, and just participate. Get to know the people there, and they just let them know that you are, you know, first it's your first week today, so just get to know them and all that lah, right? 1 second. So later on, I'm going to create a group over here for you guys, and you get you guys can just request to join, okay? And I will accept all of you guys, okay? Anything else? Okay, one last thing. Whenever you have questions, okay, ask the question directly in the lesson itself. Okay, if you go to courses, and another person that you should message is this Sigma School Mentor. Yeah, this one, okay? So whenever you have question, message this account because this is the shared account managed by all of our admins and our coaches. So yeah, just message this account if you are stuck with any problems at all. And also, but first ask the questions in the lesson first. So let's go to this lesson, for example. Okay, you can click this thing over here to expand it to full screen. Okay. So yeah, you can see there are people who discussed this topic last time, right? Can you see this? Right, so this is the exact topic that we were talking about just now, front end, back end, full stack. I explained a little bit over here, and then there we go. Then you see people asking questions, and we answer it a little bit more. Then we, sharing input by other fellow students as well. So yeah, hope that helps. It's always nice to learn together in a group and just see what other people think about it and learn from them as well. Does that make sense, guys? All right. So yeah, hopefully that's it for now. Thank you so much again, guys, for joining. I really appreciate it. I'm very happy to see all of you. I would love to get to know you guys better, and I would love to get feedback from you guys, the good, the bad, the ugly. I want to know everything, so that we can improve and make the experience better for everyone. All right. Okay. So guys, you can go and join this session over here. You just need to go to the courses under Coding Fundamentals. This is where all the private courses are held for paid students. Okay, go to events, and you can see here and just join in. Right. So you can just join in, and I will inform Danish that you guys are all first timers. All right. So yeah, that's it, guys. Oh yeah, in the feedback, try to let it slide out that my internet was shitty. Really sorry, guys. But yeah, about other things, maybe about the learning platform, anything's breaking, typos, just let me know. I want to fix everything. That's my mission. I want to make it very good. Okay. So thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Have a good night. Enjoy the session later on. Feel free to ask any questions. Just message me or message the chat. All right. See you guys.
Yep.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Good night, guys. Bye bye.
Night.
Bye.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you, bro.